Welcome students to our second video tutorial. This time I'm going to teach you how to make a basic animation for your history project. I'm going to use, as you can see, an example using a basic catapult. Okay, the first thing that you have to take into consideration is that we have 1, 2, 3 different elements. Maybe you can have more. So think about all the things that have to be together as one element and group them. In this case, if you can see, if I'm going to start rotating this catapult, okay, is divided into 1, 2, and let's say that the ball is a third part. So I have to join at least these two and group them. How do I do that? I select the first one, hold Control, and click on the second one. Then I go to Group, and I hit OK. If I rotate it now, they're one group. As you can notice, I'm doing everything in the front viewport because it's easier for me to see where I can put the pivot and to notice that the element is straight. Okay, if you work in a perspective viewport, it's so difficult to determine where is the center of the objects and if you are rotating the objects in a right way. So I recommend you to use maybe the front or the left viewports. Okay, in my case, I have to use the front one. The second thing you have to take into consideration is the pivot of our new object. If I click on the object, you can see that this is the center of it and it's going to rotate around that center, around that axis. Okay, here in 3D Max is called the pivot. So we have to change it and we have to put it here according to the movement of a real catapult. Okay, so how can I change the pivot's place? I select the object, go to hierarchy, select effect pivot only, and then hit the letter W and move the pivot to where I need it. I think there is okay. So I click on the create button to deselect, and if I select the object again, you can see that the center or the pivot is there. If I use the rotate tool, okay, it's gonna rotate the way I need it. Okay, after this we can start animating the object. How can I do it? The first thing that you have to do is to click on the auto key button. You're gonna see that all the viewport is gonna turn red and the timeline too. That means that you're ready to start recording, and all the things that you start doing with the object are gonna be recorded here in the timeline. But before doing that, you have to start moving the slider to an empty frame. Okay, so let's say that I want to use maybe 3 frames. Okay, I'm gonna put the slider in frame number 3. And one recommendation, if you are going to rotate objects, okay, I recommend you to use the angle snap toggle. Okay, because you can rotate from 5 to 5. Okay, so I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees. I turn the auto key off, I move the slider back to 0, and I hit play animation. If you need things move faster, so as you have to move the keyframes that you create every time you move them with the auto key on. If the keyframes are separated, okay, the movements will be slower. If the keyframes are closer, the movement will be faster. Okay, so take that into consideration and think about all the principles and the examples that I gave you in class with the catapult, the trebuchet, and the water wheel that I had in the room. Okay, now that I already animated my catapult, I need to continue and do the same with the ball. So I click on the ball, turn the auto key on, and I start doing and repeating the same process. Okay, maybe moving the object in frame number 1 up to here. Turn the auto key off and just hit play to check your animation. Okay, the rest is easy. Just select the ball, turn the auto key on, and start moving the ball where you think it's gonna go. I don't know, something like this. Take into consideration that the movement will be better if it looks like an arch. Okay, and remember that when the ball goes up, it goes slower, and when it goes down, it goes faster. So take that into consideration when you start making this. Thank you so much. See you next time.